Okay, next episode. I guess it's episode. Yeah, it's not that long after the last video, and the United States is coming up soon. I'm just less than a week away. I had mentioned that the last week is not the best. Again, it's a lot better than it had been, but it's kind of like on a down slope. So I'm I am not feeling my best. Uh, Anxiety is kind of coming. It's again. This is all, pardon me. This is all relative. So compared to where I was, it's like no anxiety at all. But compared to where I've recently gotten comfortable, as I'm getting closer to my time in the U.S., I guess it is, I'm starting to feel a little bit more anxious, and I don't know. So there's nothing to be scared about, and yet there's just like creeping fear. And I just keep having to tell myself that no, there's just nothing to be scared about. You got this. Like, I know, of course, I don't know. I was telling somebody the other day that right now I've got a battle going on between my head and my gut. My gut is telling me that I'm going to get through this. It's obvious I'm going to get through it. I'm going to find happiness again. I'm going to thrive. Life will be good. It'll be different, but it'll become good again. But my head is calling my gut an idiot and saying, what are you basing this on? You have no evidence. Like everything that you can point to right now is all on a downward slope. It's like it's all going down. So except my general outlook, and that's partially based on my gut. So I don't know. It's an internal war. Now I'm going to go with my gut on this and try to keep my head out of this whole picture, which is not how I've ever run my life before. I've trusted my gut for certain things, but nothing this big. So I'm putting a lot of faith in it. Right now, though, is where my head is won't shut up, and it wants, again, it's trying to keep me safe. It's saying, okay, your gut is not I guess, a thinking thing, and so why would you go with it? But I'm going to go with it anyway. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust the gut. So, yeah, again, as I get closer to the U.S., I'm just, I don't know. There's nothing for me to worry about there. I've got family, I've got friends, there's adventure, I've got some jobs that I've got lined up. So I'll make some money. I will get to cry a lot because I'm going to get to see all our friends that we haven't seen since we moved, that loved Melissa. And so that'll be cathartic. But there's just something scary. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So since I'm going away for 5 weeks, that's a long time. I just keep worrying. Okay, well, again, there's nothing. If I go to the U.S., if I forget something, I can always buy it. I always have friends. I can borrow things. I can buy things. It's not the middle of nowhere. So that can't be it. So I know one of the things that's got me concerned is leaving my youngest daughter for 5 weeks. Now she has her own apartment, but she hasn't she hasn't been that isolated ever in her whole life. So once I like right now, I can just go to, I can hop on a train, I can get out to Paris, I can be door to door in an hour and a half. And once I move to Paris, of course, I'll be there that much faster. I don't see her, but maybe once a week typically. I talk to her, I text her every day. And that's all fine and good, but I'm about to be thousands of miles away in the U.S. while she's here by herself, and she hasn't been able to find a job yet. And yeah, so at the moment. Let's go. I'm helping her, helping support her. Well, not helping support her. I'm supporting her. So that's on my. But that's what dads do. That's what you do if you love your child. It's your job. So, I mean, she's a good kid. She's an adult now, but again, she's not trouble. Like there's nothing like, oh, you have to tell her to get on her own 2 feet. She is trying to get on her own 2 feet. She's actively looking for it. She feels bad, and I don't want her to feel bad, but she feels bad anyway. So I've got that, and I'm going to be leaving her for 5 weeks. Luckily, I've got some friends in Paris. They live fairly close, and so she's got their number. But again, I still stress on this. That's going to make me add to my burden. So I don't know where my voice is going, but it sounds like my voice is it's a little bit hoarse or something like that. So needless to say, I've been trying to spend more time with my youngest before I go. And yeah, so we went to a movie the other night, and we saw the new Springsteen movie. And okay, I don't know if you hear the ambulance going by, but if not, okay. I hope the person's okay. So we went to go see the Springsteen movie the other night, and it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. But of course, I cried like 3 times, and my daughter was so sweet. We're in a crowded, well, not super crowded, but it filled up theater in Paris, and slunk down low in the chair. And about 3 different times, I just started to cry. See, again, I cry in movies. It's just, that's nothing new. My kids have with that their whole lives. But these are scenes I would have not normally cried in, I think. And so it was sweet that she just reached over and held my hand while I was crying. And then, of course, we went out. We walked around. It was a beautiful Paris night. It was a beautiful night in one of the prettiest cities in the world. Bought some ice cream. We took a walk. Went on Pont Neuf. Beautiful scene of Paris from the bridge. And I sat down for a second on one of the little built-in benches and just lost my shit. I just cried and cried. And because all I could think of is how much Melissa would have appreciated that scene, that moment. Like her just walking through Paris on a beautiful night with me. And she's never going to be able to do that again. Oh, never. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so trying to find good in all this crap, like it's hard. It's hard. But there's lessons to be learned, and they say there's a silver lining in every cloud. Now, this is the darkest cloud that I've ever been through, and I'm assuming that if you've been watching these, then you know what I'm talking about. So I was listening to a Simon Sinek podcast the other day. I'm just trying to listen to something that's just not going to depress me. I've been listening to Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen, which is not an uplifting album. But again, it was part of his depression, so it felt appropriate. And I was listening to it on the walk here. I actually been thinking about where my head's at. I forgot knew he was going to the river, and I forgot the little fuzzy thing to keep the wind noise off the mics. So I have to use my AirPods. So hopefully the sound quality is okay. Anyway, enough of that. So on the podcast, it's talking about, say, reinvention and how that you can reinvent yourself from in ways that have nothing to do with your current skill sets. Like, okay, I think that's what I need to do. I definitely have to reinvent myself. I'm in the process of it. I've been a photographer for most of my adult life, and that's what I know. Like, I'm a bartender and a photographer. Photographer first. Like that. And I worked in the Navy. I was in the Navy for years. Well, 4 anyway. And so I am not going back to the Navy. I'm not completely ruling bartending out, but I don't really want to be a photographer anymore. I'm always gonna photograph stuff because I just love to do it. It's still a passion, but again, nothing is that exciting anymore. Right now, all I want to do is help people. I just in a perfect world, yeah, needless to say, in a perfect world, I would go off for like a year and just not rush myself and just flow with every single emotion and let this entire thing just run its natural end without it having to worry about money or my kids or anybody but me. But that's not this world. I get another version of that when I go to Thailand and work with this guy, Niall Harbison, who just helps stray dogs. Melissa used to wake up every morning and go to his Instagram account and see what amazing things he's done. Like, you see how cool people have been and see how great he's being, getting them back on track. I would just give everything up and go and work for him for the rest of my life. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably a long list of people in front of me waiting for that. But anyway, so part of this whole reinvention thing, what was interesting is, and it spoke to me, was that you kind of have to be ready to take a step back. You don't reinvent by just moving forward. So that's good because I'm stepping back pretty far. You have to be able to park your ego. Well, my ego is getting its ass kicked, so I think parking it would be a good and a smart move. You're got to be willing to lose money. Well, I'm losing money hand over fist. So I think reinvention is I think I'm in the process. So, but other thing is talking about in the whole thing again, which it's all related. Talking about gratitude, you have to have gratitude for all sorts of things, like not just the wins, because everybody, again, if everybody just won, you'd start taking it for granted. It's really hard to be grateful. It's not even hard. It's impossible to be grateful for the death of my wife. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. Like, if that's part of the deal's off. But luckily, I don't think that is part of the deal. I don't have to be grateful for that. What I have to find gratitude for is that when I get through this, that I will be wiser. I will be smarter. It's the hardships that make you wiser. It's the hardships that make you smarter. When your wins don't do that unless you lost first. Like, if you stumble straight into a win, what did you learn? You didn't learn anything. You just learned that it works that way. But if you do like so many of us, and you lose a bunch and then you win, you're like, oh, you learned a bunch of ways it doesn't work, and then you know what to avoid, which you don't know unless you've been there. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just can't wait to get back to the U.S. and God, I'm gonna cry. I know it. I've been crying a lot more this past week and change than I had. Well, again, nothing compares to how I was in the first few months. 4 months in, I can't even imagine that I had that much fluid to cry out, but I did. And I still cry practically every day, but lately it just seems to be more. Things seem like there's like a darkness, and I know it's going to get better. I'm learning. I'm going to learn. I'm going to get wiser. I'm going to get smarter. I'm going to I'm going to be happy again. I'm going to find joy, but I have to keep telling myself that. I have to completely believe that. I know, again, my gut knows it's going to happen. And my head is at odds. So I've got to get my head and my gut in line. So, okay, just another ambulance. I'm just not used to seeing one ambulance, let alone two going down the street. Anyway, so, yeah, I think that may be it. I think that might be it for today. Just wanted you to know where I'm at, and again, I'm doing this for catharsis. It's just I just needed to get out of the house. I was trying to do stuff, it just wasn't getting done. Now I'm getting closer to getting out of here, and I've got things to do, and I'm having a hard time doing them because I'm just getting restless and anxious. And so when I do that, I need to move. I have to move. Like movement helps. Just sitting there in the house, just walking around, pretending to be able to do things that I know all I'm going to do is waste the time. It just doesn't help. So if I'm not going to do anything, then I might as well be in motion and go outside, get some air, enjoy nature, and burn off some of this energy. So anyway, since I'll be in the U.S. for 5 weeks, expect that there's going to be a number of these videos from the U.S. Hopefully, there's a lot of positivity. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I guarantee nothing. But I'm expecting some positive. I'm expecting some negative. I'm expecting a lot of unknown. So I hope this is helping. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than I am. If you're not doing better than I am, I hope you catch up and then pass me. Again, none of us want to be doing this, but we're all in it together. And yeah. All right. Until next time.